blockbuster testimony from inside the Trump White House. A former top aide describes the angry temper of the then president of the United States.
Wisconsin is among the handful of states that still has an archaic criminal abortion ban on the books that originated in 1849.
And with that, the governor and attorney general say they are filing a legal challenge to Wisconsin's ban on abortions. And a hotel that houses residents without a place of their own is now closing. We'll find out what options remain for those with nowhere left to go. You're watching News 3 Now at 5. Chilling new testimony on Capitol Hill today as the House committee investigating the January 6th riot holds a surprise hearing. It came from Cassidy Hutchinson, who was White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows' top aide at the time. She revealed a number of occasions where Donald Trump expressed anger at associates. This time when then Attorney General Bill Barr told the Associated Press in an interview the Department of Justice had found no evidence of voter fraud.
I left the office and went down to the dining room, and I noticed that the door was propped open and the valet was inside the dining room changing the tablecloth off of the dining room table. He motioned for me to come in and then pointed towards the front of the room near the fireplace mantle and the TV, where I first noticed there was ketchup dripping down the wall and there's a shattered porcelain plate on the floor. The valet had articulated that the president was extremely angry at the Attorney General's AP interview and had thrown his lunch against the wall.
Hutchinson then testified after Trump addressed the rally outside the Capitol on the 6th. He wanted to go to the Capitol where the ballots for the election were being tallied, but the Secret Service objected due to security concerns and planned to take him back to the White House.
The president said something to the effect of, "I'm the effing president, take me up to the Capitol now." To which Bobby responded, "Sir, we have to go back to the West Wing." The president reached up towards the front of the vehicle to grab at the steering wheel. Mr. Engel grabbed his arm, said, "Sir, you need to take your hand off the steering wheel. We're going back to the West Wing. We're not going to the Capitol." Mr. Trump then used his free hand to lunge towards Bobby Engel.
Hutchinson also revealed that both her boss, Mark Meadows, and Trump's personal attorney, Rudy Giuliani, sought presidential pardons. The Biden administration laid out plans today it is making to protect women's access to abortion services in the fallout of last week's U.S. Supreme Court decision to overturn Roe v. Wade. Health and Human Services Secretary Javier Becerra says his department has been planning for the high court's decision to strike down Roe v. Wade for some time now. He unveiled the Biden administration's action plan, which includes increasing access to abortion medication, ensuring privacy for patients and providers, and directing Medicare and Medicaid to protect family planning services, including emergency and long-acting contraceptives. As of this afternoon, there's a new legal battle in Wisconsin when it comes to abortion. The governor and attorney general here announced today that they would challenge the state's 173-year-old abortion ban in court. Political reporter Will Keneally has more. Will?
So today is the first step in determining what the impact of Friday's decision will mean for Wisconsin women, with the Attorney General asking today whether the state's 1849 law is legally relevant.
It can't be both legal and illegal to provide an abortion to protect the health of a mother.
Attorney General Josh Kaul says there is still a legal gray area of the state's abortion law.
There are a series of laws that were passed subsequent to Roe that provide regulation for lawful abortions in Wisconsin. Those statutes are directly inconsistent with Wisconsin's 19th century abortion ban.
So he's asking a Dane County court to determine which law the state must follow. This comes after Kaul announced he would not use state resources to enforce the 1849 abortion ban, which would punish doctors who perform essentially any abortion. Governor Evers said he would also grant clemency to doctors convicted under the ban.
And if Republicans won't do their part, what's right, and help the people of the state, then we will.
For their part, Republicans decried the lawsuit. Assembly Speaker Robin Vos said in a statement today that, quote, "Once again, we will do Attorney General Kaul's job and vigorously defend the law. It's sad that Evers and Kaul want to break the law instead of work with the legislature." Evers had called the legislature into special session earlier this month to debate abortion, but Republicans gavelled out the session without debate. And abortion hit the campaign trail, too. Republican gubernatorial candidates met at a forum in Green Bay last night, promising to go after any district attorney that doesn't prosecute abortion providers.
I will not hesitate to remove district attorneys who refuse to follow the law, whether it is on protecting the unborn, whether it is on refusing to prosecute election fraud, or whether it is on being soft on crime.
So the suit will be filed in Dane County Court and could make its way all the way up to the state Supreme Court. The bench leans conservative by a 5-4 margin, but does have a swing justice, which makes it unclear at this point.
All right, Will, thank you. Today's sunshine may give way to some showers tonight. A look at your certified most accurate forecast. Julian Seawright out on the weather patio. Julian?
And that's what we're monitoring as of right now. We're going to be watching for some storms that are starting to develop into northern Wisconsin and are continuing to track their way throughout the areas in the central and even going to track their way into southern Wisconsin later on into this evening. Now, we do have a severe thunderstorm watch in effect, and that's mainly for the north and central areas of Wisconsin until later this evening. But then we're going to start to see, as we see this track as of right now, those storms are going to continue to push into the southeasterly track. So over the next few hours is when we're going to be watching for developments of some showers and potentially even some storms that could be strong by the time they roll into our area later on into tonight. But until then, we're going to be looking at plenty of dry conditions. Sunshine's going to stick around, but as you note, going into later part of tonight, we're looking for that line to start to reach its way into southern Wisconsin. But as temperatures start to drop, the strength and intensity of those storms may not be there. So we may not see super strong thunderstorms. Instead, a couple isolated storms or even just some heavy rainfall that looks to impact us early into our nightly hours, but then clear up by the time we get into our midnight hour. And then for our Wednesday, it's going to be a completely different story once again. So that's what we're going to be watching for over the next few moments. But until then, let's go ahead and toss it back to you, Eric.
Julian, thank you. The Madison School Board approves a preliminary budget for next year. The plan includes a 3% raise for all employees and a one-time bonus of $1,000 for eligible full-time staff who worked in the spring. Superintendent Dr. Carlton Jenkins said he's pleased by the balanced budget, but not everyone is happy with it. School Board member Nikki Vandermeulen says all teachers and staff deserve a full cost of living increase and not just a bonus.
4.7 is simply a cost of living adjustment. Anything else would be a pay cut because it does not keep up with the cost of inflation. Bonuses is the same thing. Not only is it taxed at the highest rate, it doesn't work with the highest rate of inflation.
The district still has to finalize the budget, and that's expected to happen at a regular board meeting not until October, once school attendance numbers for next year are more clear. A woman who has called a hotel in Madison home lately fears she'll literally have no home tonight. She and others staying in a hotel on the east side with rooms booked for those experiencing homelessness had to get out today due to that hotel closing. Our Brad Hamilton spoke with that woman. Brad, what did she tell you?
Eric, the woman we spoke with says that she is just simply out of options. She says that she was kicked out this morning at this hotel behind us that is city funded, and she says she has no idea where she's going to sleep tonight. Now, a community director that we talked with today confirmed that there are 2 groups of people staying at this hotel, 25 of which are from the city funded program, another 85 to 90 people via the Dane County program. The city for months has planned to end this arrangement with the hotel by June 30th, but unlike the county, Madison will not be directly moving guests to another hotel. The city does intend to still provide vouchers for those who qualify and has also offered other shelter options. However, for Chandra Osterhaus, she says that she is not eligible to use what the city is providing because she has a full-time job and has nowhere to go.
It was just a big rush to get and pick out which things we wanted to keep and which things we wanted to take in storage or like get rid of or throw away. And it's pretty tough not knowing where you're going to go and how cold it's going to be.
The city director I emailed with could not confirm whether or not Chandra specifically is eligible for a voucher because she says that each case is different. But he also said the city and its partners will work to match the resources people need. However, again, Chandra says she has no idea what her options are and she is without a place to stay tonight. We're going to hear from her and also more from the city on really clarifying what is going on here.
Brad Hamilton reporting. Brad, thank you. A teen prosecutors allege fired at a West Side homeowner while trying to steal a car back in January was was apparently among 5 teens arrested earlier this month after crashing a stolen car and then running into Marcus Point Cinema. 16-year-old Quamaine Kelly was recently charged in adult court with attempted homicide. That's connected to the attempted car theft scene. He was connected to it via video footage. A detective today testified in court that a gun found in the crashed car near the theater was similar to the one used to fire on the homeowner.
This guy finally got caught stealing people's stuff. Someone stood up to him, and he was doing everything he could to get away, and he tried to kill him.
That they don't have the evidence they need to support a finding by this court that this person who was there is, in fact, trying to kill the individual who has him by the throat.
Now, Dane County Judge Mario White ultimately found probable cause for Kelly's case to move forward during today's hearing, adding that the 3 charges filed against Kelly were related. Michael Gableman facing yet another lawsuit over his investigation of the 2020 election results. The liberal watchdog group American Oversight targets Gableman in its 4th lawsuit for his practice of deleting records he didn't deem useful to his investigation. The lawsuit seeks to stop Gableman's office from deleting any records covered by state law, not just those responsive to open requests. Gableman's office declined comment. The number of dead has risen to 51 after a truck full of migrants was abandoned in the sweltering Texas heat yesterday. Federal officials believe it is the deadliest human smuggling case in modern U.S. history. The grim discovery happened Monday on the side of a road in southwest San Antonio. A city worker heard cries for help coming from a parked tractor trailer. Authorities say 46 migrants were dead on scene. Others died later. Investigators say 3 suspects were taken into custody at another location. They are still looking for the driver of that truck. Ghislaine Maxwell, the jet-setting socialite who once consorted with royals, presidents, and billionaires, was sentenced to 20 years in prison for helping the financier Jeffrey Epstein sexually abuse underage girls. Prosecutors said Epstein, who killed himself in 2019 while awaiting trial, sexually abused children hundreds of times over more than a decade and couldn't have done so without the help of Maxwell, his longtime companion and one-time girlfriend, who they said sometimes also participated in the abuse. A new study predicts more wild weather, the result of climate change, and more vacationers are prioritizing digital detoxing. We'll explain why and how. And then at 6, how a minor league baseball player diagnosed with lymphoma got support of his teammates and also the Milwaukee Brewers. Plus, losses on Wall Street accelerated throughout the day when the final bell sounded. The Dow lost 491 points, and NASDAQ fell 343. The S&P 500 was off 78. We'll be right back.
It's dangerous up here, and it's no fun shopping around for a reputable contractor.
I've built my company on the promise to treat our customers like we would our own family. That means an honest, no-pressure sales experience, expert craftsmanship, and a lifetime guarantee of our work.
We know Gutter Shutter is the best system for you and your home, and we'd love to show you how it can keep you safe and off that ladder forever. So call us or visit us online to set up your free estimate, and we can show you what Gutter Shutter and the Larson Home experience is all about.
Get up and go! You heard the jingle man, Wisconsin. That means it's time to get a versatile, rugged, athletic SUV that makes you feel like you just won a title. Again. Honda was just crowned KBB.com's best value brand for the 7th year in a row. So get up and go to your Wisconsin Heartland Honda dealer today. Honda gets Wisconsin. Bring it home, Songbird. Get up and go!
At TSR, we transform your old, beat-up concrete into a beautiful, durable surface in one day. Hi, I'm Joey with TSR Concrete Coatings. We specialize in garages, patios, pool decks, basements, and more. We don't just coat over your old concrete. We start by grinding it down, then we apply the base coat and chip and seal it with our own proprietary sealant that will never chip or peel. Our coatings are beautiful, durable, ridiculously easy to clean, and are backed by our exclusive lifetime warranty. Our in-house team is ready to answer any questions that you have before and after the install. And right now on all projects, we're offering 15% off. Call the number shown below or visit our website for your new floor today. One-day floor.
Most senators couldn't tell you the cost of a gallon of milk. Thanks, Ruben. Or how much beef has gone up this year. But I'm not like most senators. or any of the other millionaires running for Senate. My mom was a teacher, and my dad worked third shift. I know how hard you work. And I know that by bringing manufacturing home, we create jobs and we lower costs. If we want to change Washington, we got to change the people we send there. I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
A hotel that houses residents without a place of their own is closing. News 3 Now asks what options remain for those with nowhere left to go.
And a local organization donates thousands of dollars to fund clean, renewable energy. That's coming up tonight at 6.
Concerts on the Square comes home to the Capitol Square Wednesday, June 29. Enjoy a performance by the Wisconsin Chamber Orchestra with family and friends at this totally free event starting at 7 p.m. Learn more at wcoconcerts.org.
Welcome back. Summers around the world are getting hotter, a lot hotter, and scientists say climate change is to blame. A new study says it's also no coincidence extreme weather events are on the rise. Japan suffering its worst heat wave now in 150 years. Scientists say climate change is the culprit for the wild weather. A new global study reveals heat waves are increasing in severity and frequency. And it's not just extreme heat. Climate change also triggering disastrous downpours and subsequent flooding.
All heat waves across the world have been made more intense and more likely by climate change.
G7 leaders meeting in Germany this week have agreed to create a climate club by the end of the year for nations looking to take more ambitious action to tackle global warming. The popularity of going off the grid while traveling increased before the pandemic, but has intensified now. More Americans want to disconnect from the virtual life and connect with those who really matter. CBS News correspondent Wendy Gillette reports on the trend from the Amazon in Brazil.
These are the sounds of the Amazon. A few hours after leaving the city of Manaus in northwest Brazil on a rainforest cruise, we're aboard Amazon Nature Tours Motor Yacht Tucano for a reduced rate. There's no cell phone service or Wi-Fi for most of the trip, which takes up to 16 passengers out for as long as a week.
Very first reaction is shock and concern, soon followed by deep relief, and people really enjoy having an opportunity to disconnect.
A recent survey by the luxury network Virtuoso found 92% of travel advisors say their clients are bringing health, wellness, and self-care into their trips this year, and 29% prioritize digital detoxing, even more than diet programs or beauty treatments.
They begin to appreciate more external things instead of simply, the internal echo that we all suffer with.
The Amazon trip takes unplugged travelers on guided excursions deep into the rainforest. Whoa! There's fishing for piranhas. Can I touch it? Yeah. Which become the night's main course. Amazon! There's also the opportunity to take a dip in the Rio Negro River, the largest blackwater river in the world. You don't have to trek somewhere as exotic as the Amazon to take a break from technology.
You can make any trip a digital detox, whether it's close to home or far away. All you have to do is turn off your electronic devices and make the commitment to separate from the world.
And whether you're choosing the digital detox or it's imposed by the remote location, the idea is to return renewed with a clearer perspective. Wendy Gillette, CBS News, the Amazon, Brazil.
And there are dozens of eco-lodges and cruises in the Brazilian Amazon. Cruises with Amazon Nature Tours start at just over $3,000. Julian Searat, I think, needs a weather detox. He worked the morning show, and he's still here, Julian.
That's right. All in a day's work. But as we get in throughout the rest of this evening, this is what we've been monitoring over the last few hours. The line of storms that have been developed into northern Wisconsin and has also sparked the reason why we have issued a severe thunderstorm watch for the central and northern areas of Wisconsin. And to be clear, the National Weather Service had issued these watches about 3 hours ago. Now, as we take a look at what we've been seeing in terms of the track of these storms, it is a southeasterly track. Not a whole lot of collection with it, and they have lost intensity thanks to the cold front that is behind it, and there's just not a whole lot of moisture in our atmosphere as of right now to really sustain these storms, to make them either strong or even severe. But there are areas that are into northern Wisconsin that have seen some heavy downfall, rain pours as well as we continue throughout the course of the early parts of this evening. But as it continues to track its way south and even towards the eastern side, areas or just near the I-39 corridor could start to see some heavy rainfall throughout the later parts of this evening. But for us, when is it going to impact us? Well, it's not going to be for a little while. So our commute for the 5 p.m. and going into the later part around dinner time is going to still be relatively clear. Even though we are fueling some warmth, we still don't have a whole lot of moisture in our atmosphere. So any showers that do develop or any storms as well may still, once again, not be overly strong, but if they do develop to be strong and potentially even severe, it will be into the later part of tonight, closer to the midnight hour for us. But once we get into midnight and afterwards, well, those showers and storms are going to really dissipate and clear themselves out of southern Wisconsin, leading the way for some more drier weather for us. And as we wake up to Wednesday morning, folks, don't be surprised when we're going to see the sun rising once again and temperatures into those lower 60s. By the time we get into our Wednesday afternoon, we'll warm back up into those 70s throughout southern Wisconsin and then back into the 80s by the time we get into our 5 p.m. commute once again. The good news is, though, if those storms or showers are to develop and make their way through southern Wisconsin, we're going to get a nice little drink of water for us. Quarter to a half an inch for much of us in southern Wisconsin by the time we get into the rest of the event. But also, speaking of events, Concerts on the Square starts for tomorrow, and it's going to shape up so nicely for us to kick things off for the summer. It's going to be clear overnight. We're looking at humidity to still remain on the low side of things and temperatures into the low 80s throughout the majority of the event. It's going to be sunny and warm, definitely going to be pleasant to kick things off for us. Now, as we take a look at what else we can expect throughout the rest of the week, once we're done with tonight and going through tomorrow, we do have another shot of seeing some more showers and storms starting to develop late into our Thursday night, early into our Friday morning for areas closer to the Illinois state line in southern Wisconsin for themselves. But we're going to see that clear out once again by the time we get into our late Friday morning and even Friday afternoon, shaping the way for our weekend to be very pleasant for us. And on top of that, temperatures may be warm, but we're still not going to be seeing a lot of moisture here in southern Wisconsin, as dew points are not going to be climbing past the low 60s until we get into next Monday, which will be for our Independence Day, which is going to be a bit more humid and also a bit more warm. Now, as we take a look at what we're going to be seeing over the next few days, well, warming up as we head into our Thursday, but then back to the lower 80s by the time we get into next week. On top of that, we will be on the warmer side and are going to be keeping an eye on potentially some storms that would develop for our late hour going into our Independence Day. Here's a look at our traffic as of right now. Very slow conditions along the Beltline. However, looking at a difference over into the interstate of I-39 as of right now. Lots of green conditions to start off for our traffic. That's going to do it for right now. Let's go ahead and toss it back to you, Eric.
Julian, thank you. Coming up, a look at Madison's newest piece of public art. It's getting a lot of attention on the city's east side. Stay with us.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
$5,000 a year. That's the burden of Joe Biden's inflation tax on Wisconsin families. They can't afford it. From the grocery store to the gas station, we're all paying the price for Biden's massive deficit spending. Ron Johnson has the courage to say no to spending that is mortgaging our children's future. And his small business tax cuts help them compete and survive the pandemic.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
Hey, this one's free. Car in front of you, pay for it.
The best things in life are free.
This is the greatest day of my life!
Just wait till she hears about free installation from Feldco.
Free installation?
Free installation on windows, siding, doors, and roofing. Plus, no interest until 2024. That's something to get excited about.
Free installation ends Thursday. Call now.
Quality windows, siding, and doors. Call 866 for Feldco.
How do you use your energy? Giving back to your community? Fueling your drive to deliver hope for neighbors in need? At Alliant Energy, we're creating more clean, renewable energy every single day to power what matters to you. Because even during the most powerful moments in our lives, we're not thinking about power. We're thinking about a brighter future. Alliant Energy, powering beyond.
Ooh, Kohler, of course. When were you going to tell me about the new shower?
Oh, you like it?
I love it.
I designed it myself.
Is she bragging about our shower again?
Wow.
It was all Kohler Luxstone. The walls, the storage, the shower head, everything. A Kohler authorized dealer walked us through every detail, and installation couldn't have been easier.
We would never hit 12 drunk.
Clutch it up drunk? Not a chance. Do a stoppie drunk? We would never drift drunk. So you should never drive drunk. Drive sober or get pulled over.
Wisconsin, Governor, we have one chance to get this right. Remember one name, Kevin Nicholson, Marine, 5 years, Iraq, Afghanistan. Came home, founded No Better Friend Corp. Taught Wisconsin conservatives how to organize and win. This is about the ones who work for a living, worry about safe streets and buying groceries. Warrior conservatives. This is about Kevin Nicholson. Conservatives, rise up. We have a leader.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Welcome back. Madison Public Art Project was dedicated this afternoon. It is a 5-story mural on the side of a housing development built on ground that used to house Ella's Deli. Ella's closed back in 2018. This development includes affordable housing and ground floor commercial space. The nearly 3,400 square foot mural was painted by artist Bill Rebholz, who is a native of Madison.
It's not only a mural for a building. It is for the community, and also it creates that environment of people stop and they look, and it more look residential. So I appreciate that vision, and also local artists.
The $30 million Ella development includes 135 1- and 2-bedroom apartment homes targeted to families earning 30%, 50%, and 80% of Dane County's median income. A final check of your First Warn forecast after a short break.
Keep your home's exterior beautifully protected with 11% off Menards' great selection of exterior paints and stains. Tri-Cabot premium stains and finishes for unbeatable quality and protection against weathering for your exterior wood surfaces. Dutch Boy Exterior Stain and Sealer is dirt and scuff resistant to preserve the wood's natural beauty and begins repelling rain in just 4 hours after application. All exterior stains and finishes are 11% off. Now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
What can Sono Bello do for you? How about a new shape?
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy. I just put this dress on that I haven't worn in over 10 years.
New confidence.
I can see a huge difference. Look at this.
New you.
I can wear a little black dress. I feel sexy.
With Sono Bello, you can remove stubborn body fat permanently in just one visit. Don't wait a moment longer to reveal the new you.
Schedule your free, no-obligation consultation with Sono Bello, America's #1 cosmetic surgery specialist, and find out how you can get $250 off. Sono Bello uses Tri-Sculpt micro-laser liposuction to remove your diet-resistant fat cells permanently for incredible transformations in just one visit.
I have one big regret. I didn't go sooner.
Call 1-888-622-8360 or go to sonobello.com.
Surgenian's landfill-free guarantee has kept more than 20 million pounds of commercial and residential carpet and pad from area landfills. Visit Madison's largest showroom of flooring options, including eco-friendly products. Local, sustainable Surgenian's.
Politicians have been threatening it. Now the Supreme Court's done it, triggering a ban on nearly all abortions in Wisconsin, even in cases of rape and incest. And Senator Ron Johnson sided with them on overturning Roe v. Wade, punishing doctors and hurting people, putting our health and reproductive rights in danger. Johnson even said, if you don't like it, you can move. Tell Senator Ron Johnson to protect us, not punish us.
Ugh, stipated. Feeling weighed down by a backed up gut. Miralax
is different. It works naturally with the water in your body to unblock your gut. Free your gut and your mood will follow.
Those brave men and women of our armed forces, generations of them. Why should today's burdens fall back onto them? They were there for us. Now let's be there for them. Your local Wisconsin energy providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund are working together to deliver Wisconsin veterans in crisis heat, power, and help staying in their home. But they can't do it alone. Donate today.
We've got a lot of news tonight. The blockbuster testimony from inside the Trump White House. A former aide reveals the president tried to take the wheel of the presidential SUV and nearly attacked a Secret Service agent after Trump was told it wasn't safe to go to the Capitol during the January 6th riot. The shocking details, including who in the White House sought a pardon after the Capitol assault. Plus, the heartbreaking news out of Texas, over 50 found dead after a tractor trailer was abandoned in the heat. The new information just coming in. That's all tonight on the CBS Evening News.
Finally, the Muppets are promoting vaccination against COVID for young children. The nonprofit educational group behind Sesame Street released a PSA in which Elmo, who is 3.5 years old, has just been vaccinated. A Sesame Workshop spokeswoman says the hope is that the PSA will inspire parents and caregivers across the U.S. to speak with their healthcare providers and seek out information to learn about how the vaccines can keep young kids and their families healthy. Let's go back to Julie and one final check of our forecast.
Well, it's going to be pretty nice once we get to the weekend. But outside of that, we're looking for another hot day for Thursday. And we're going to be looking at some showers and storms to develop going into our Friday morning. But afterwards, it's going to be smooth sailing by the time we get into our holiday, Eric.
Julian, thank you. And we're back in 30 minutes for News 3 Now at 6. The CBS Evening News coming up next.